everybody, welcome to Happy Body, Happy Mind. My name is Shelby. I'll be leading you through the pose breakthrough tutorials each week for the next 3 weeks. This is Kat.
Hi y'all. I'll be leading us through the meditation and demoing the postures here with Shelby. And we are here in the studio this whole time during this challenge to help you answer any questions. So come talk to us, we're here to help.
This week begins with the theme of rise. In general, we need to be really rooted in our fundamentals and foundation key points of poses so that we can rise up into the fullest expression possible. Today we're going to go over Chaturanga and Cobra, Bhujangasana. Kat, how about we come into downward facing dog first? So in any vinyasa class, you are always in some form of downward facing dog, high plank, or cobra. Downward facing dog, plank, and chaturanga all have similar shape and strength to them. So we're going to start in downward facing dog. Notice the long line of energy from her heart to her hands and from her hands to her hips, from her hips to her feet. We're going to keep these long lines of energy flowing so that the pose can be buoyant and steady. Take a full breath in and a complete breath out. Nice. Inhale forward into high plank. Great. So notice how Kat's hips are lifted. They're right in line with her shoulders. So she's got this long line of energy in her spine and then leading down her legs. Her shoulders are stacked over her wrists. She could shift just a little bit more forward. There you go. Her fingers are spread wide. She's breathing. So the power of plank pose is that from the back of her shoulders, from the back of her heart, through her hands, she's pushing down. And she's squeezing her feet and hands towards each other. These give her the buoyancy in her center and the strength of her spine so that there's no swaying of the back. So she breathes in, and as she exhales, she bends her elbows to 90 degrees, making the shape of the pose a 90-degree angle. Shift slightly forward. Good. She's pushing down with her hands like plank, and now she's drawing her shoulders back slightly so they don't hunch forward. Her feet are strong, her gaze is extended out in front of her, and her tailbone is lengthened towards her heels. All the way to your belly. Good job, Kat. Good. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Awesome. Push back to downward facing dog. Let's show a modification of Chaturanga. One long breath in, one complete breath out. Inhale forward to high plank. Again, she's returning to that place where her shoulders and hips are in one line and her legs are in a long straight line of energy as well. Her arms are pushing down. Kat's just going to take her knees to the mat. Really nice. And she keeps her toes turned under. She could also untuck them, but the point is that feet are on the ground. Good. Now she's just going to hinge slightly so she makes a diagonal line. Beautiful. So this is just like plank, except for when you take your knees to the ground, you remove about 30% of your body weight so that you can actually work on building strength and stability in your upper body, which is bearing the weight for you, most of the weight for you. So we've taken the knees down, shift slightly forward, full inhale, and on the exhale, a 90-degree bend in your elbows. Good. Elbows are hugging in. They're not going wide. Shoulders are pulling back. Belly is in and gaze is slightly forward. This is beautiful. Lower all the way to your belly. Really nice. Let's show some strength building for Chaturanga. Here's some drills that you can do either at home. You could replace these drills in your vinyasa when you're in a public class, or you could come to class early and work on them then. We're going to do modified Chaturanga push-ups. Okay, so come into plank. Take a big breath in, a full breath out. Lower your shins to the mat. Good. Shift slightly forward. Breathe in, and as you exhale, hover at 90 degrees. Inhale lifts you up. Exhale hovers. Inhale lifts, exhale hovers. Inhale lifts, and exhale hovers. All the way to your belly. Really good. Notice that we went with the breath. This is really, really crucial and important. You can relax your hands by your sides. It's really important to stay with the breath and always. Your inhale and your exhale are your propulsion to make your transitions powerful and dynamic, also grounded. So your inhale expands the body and fills you up. It takes you away from the ground. And your exhale contracts the body, releases the air, and grounds you to the earth. So when you move through your push-ups, you're also gaining a chemical response of ATP energy. I'm not going to go into that right now. Through muscle fibers when contracting and releasing. So breath is everything. Shape, safety, and a little bit of refinement, and you're good to go. We're going to pause here, and we'll come back with Cobra pose. So go practice your Chaturanga push-up. Okay, we're back. How were those modified Chaturangas? Did you feel a bit stronger? Do you feel embodied? Practice and all is coming, people. Practice and all is coming. Okay, now we're going to do Cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Kat, you can just come onto your belly. So in Vinyasa, the way we teach it in a flow class, we always call out Cobra or upward facing dog. Today we're going to go through the Cobra alignment. The only difference between Cobra and Up Dog is Up Dog has straight arms and thighs lifted off the ground. But you don't need that. You need the upper back bend support. Okay? So just really quick, looking at Kat's spine, you can see these natural curves in her back. Could you put your face? Yeah. What you can see is that there's a gentle curve inward, and then a curve outward, and then a curve inward, and then a curve outward. So there's 4 consecutive curves in your spine, and the word bend actually means to move something, I'm going to paraphrase, is to move something from its natural shape in the opposite direction. So many times in Cobra, what we do is we over-exaggerate the curve that's already happening, rather than bending it. So we dump in our low backs and we allow our shoulders to dip forward. So keep that in mind. If your upper back is rounded this way, our goal to bend it is to move it inward. So Kat's going to place her hands by her low side ribs. Very much the same position as Chaturanga. Do you see that? Pull your shoulders up. Very much that position. So ideally, it's hard, with everyone's anatomy is a little bit different, but ideally it's like a 90-degree bend from shoulder to elbow to wrist. Your hands are what's bearing weight on the ground, so they're spread wide and gripping the earth. So if we round your back, like what not to do, round it, yeah. So if we go with the natural curve of our spine, our shoulders would dump forward, and our low back would take the brunt. And what happens when you do that is that the attachments that are holding your arm bone back, they start to sag like a hammock with a big weight in it. So we move against the shape. We roll our shoulders back and squeeze the muscles with our shoulder blades, between our shoulder blades together, and wrap our elbows in. Notice the long line of energy with her neck. Look forward. This even more like dramatic. Yeah, when she looks forward, it puts a tendency of her shoulders dipping forward, and it puts this deep curve in her neck. So to avoid that, we do chin down, shoulders back. Legs are strong. Think about the tail of a cobra, a snake. It's a long, one limb pushing into the earth. Really nice. And then she breathes. Good. We could do a rolling cobra for some big drama if you want. Big breath in, push your arms straight and lift your chest all the way up. Oh, yeah! That's beautiful. Really good, Kat. And then release all the way to the ground. So again, let's just go over it really quickly. Cobra pose is very much like Chaturanga in the placement of your hands and shoulders. Hands by your lowest ribs, elbows over wrists, shoulders back, chin slightly in, upper back in, legs strong, inhale lifts you up. Good, and if you want to go big, you just keep pushing through your arms and stretch all the way up. Shoulder blades squeezing towards each other. Elbows hugging just like Chaturanga. Big breath in, exhale, child's pose. Push back, her thighs are together. When your thighs are together, it gives you support of your lumbar spine so that you can get a little bit of release in your low back. Really nice, Kat. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your first week. Rise. Get really, really sophisticated and curious about your fundamental alignment of Chaturanga and Cobra. Build strength and practice and all is coming. See you on the mat.